please welcome me in joining Maria Lee, CRM Manager at DSW, along with Movable Inc.'s Director of Client Experience, Rachel Goss. She's going to be taking us behind the scenes of how DSW reimagined their email marketing through smart A/B testing and personalization. So let's dive in.
Before we get started, we're going to have a little interactive activity. I promise it's easy, but please, show of hands, raise your hand if your leadership team has asked you to test in the last year. Okay, thank you. I figured. Okay, keep your hands raised if you actually ran a test in the last year. All right, give yourself a little round of applause. Okay, yeah. Okay, raise your hands if you ran a test in Movable Inc. in the last year. Okay, love to see it. Keep those hands raised if you ran 15 tests last year in Movable Inc. That's why Maria's here, okay? Because she ran so many tests in Movable Inc. and has a lot of great learning. So without further ado, really gonna kick us off and dive into the testing approach that DSW takes, as well as the actual tests that they launched. And we'll give a little peek under the hood there. Little bit about me. I'm a client experience director here at Movable Inc. I've been here for 7 years. Before that, I was on the client side leading a CRM team. Our team at Movable Inc. on the CX side, if you haven't worked with us, or maybe you do, we're really excited about bringing your ideas to life, which is exactly why we're so excited about this session today. So I'm gonna pass it over to Maria to tell you all a little bit about herself.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. I am absolutely thrilled to be here. Rachel, I think you missed something.
Oh, most important. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot. We're actually going to have a little prize at the end. So pay attention because there's a DSW gift card on the line. It's sitting on the little table over there. So pay attention. All right. Thank you, Maria. Keep us going. Take it away.
Yeah. Hi. So I am Maria Lee. I am the CRM manager at DSW, and I oversee the entire email daily campaigns as well as email strategy. I'm going to start with, we do have a quiz, so just pay attention. It is very easy. Anyone could win. So just a little bit about myself. My career began at DSW in 2019. This was after I completed my master's degree in luxury management. As you could see, 2019 through 2021, we went through the COVID-19 pandemic. During this time, we really had to leverage Movable Inc. to allow us to be reactive and adapt to market changes. Upon exiting DSW, I wanted to explore my love for luxury goods and services, as well as my passion for retail. So I joined a startup called Senrev, which focuses on luxury goods within the handbag department. After exiting Senrev, I joined Bath & Body Works. I have my former team here, so thank you guys. So I was there, and then in late 2023, I was approached with the opportunity to come back to DSW and sort of rebuild the email program from the ground up. So that is what brings me here today, and I'm so excited to show you how testing with Movable has really become a key pillar of our marketing strategy.
Awesome, and we only have 20 minutes today, so we're not going to be able to walk through all of the tests that Maria and her team ran, but we did want to leave you with a bit of a framework because we know everybody's at different places in their data journey and their testing journey, so really this crawl, walk, run approach and framework we thought could be helpful. So, whether you are limited on data and you just want to be in that crawl bucket, do a destination test with testing different URLs, all the way to testing customer behavior. All of these tests are run using Movable Inc. Studio. And you'll see on the next slide with the incredible results that Maria and her team had, that there's going to be a lot of ideas that you're going to want to take notes on.
Yeah, absolutely. So at DSW, we really prioritize innovation to provide our customers with a seamless omni-channel experience. So in a crowded email landscape, testing is critical to stand out in inbox, given retailers are sending increasingly volumes of emails daily. Sometimes we are up to 3 emails a day, and that is not including trigger campaigns. So it's a lot. With Movable Inc. and in our testing environment, we are able to test reactively without disrupting processes or templates that we currently have in place. In addition, we're able to personalize our content leveraging brand standards. So our brand colors, our brand fonts are all transferable into the Movable Ink Studio, meaning no usage of live text, which we are aware sometimes renders a little bit funky with different email providers. Lastly, by leveraging this fully cohesive experience between our personalized Movable Ink hosted content to our static product stories, it really provides customers with a wonderful, cohesive experience as they're viewing our emails in inbox. Lastly, analyzing results from our tests with Movable Ink is seamless, thanks to our strong support from my Movable Ink CX team.
Shout out to Emma, who's here in the room, and Erin, who's dialing in. Awesome. Okay, so for those of you who haven't worked with Movable Ink Studio, we wanted to give you a little bit of a peek under the hood to actually see how simple it is to test using Movable Ink. So on the left-hand side is a block in Studio that we've built out, and you can see it's a CTA test, and it's just a simple creative test, right? So we have one version with the border, one version underlined, and what the output is what we call a creative tag, or you might have heard embed code. So it's just a snippet of code that's really just an image tag. And that gets put into your HTML template, and then what Movable Ink does is it's going to randomly serve those two different creative variations to a randomized group of your users. So once you pick a winner, do that results readout, you can roll out the winning variation to everyone. The great part here, you don't have to set up audience segments, you don't have to code multiple HTMLs. Really simple, really easy, which is why Maria's team was able to do so many tests last year. So I'm gonna pass it back to Maria to actually dive into the first creative test we're gonna spotlight.
Yeah, I'm thrilled to share this one. I heard this week that someone is a fan of the Sunday Sun, which is the one I will be presenting today. So the Sunday Sun is one of our reoccurring templates with Movable Ink. It is sent every Sunday night, so if you open your inbox at 5:30 p.m. Sunday night, you're bound to see this guy. It really features what I'm gonna call our winning recipe for success within campaigns. So we leverage personalized content like product recommendations and abandoned browse product with static web scrapes that feature seasonal trends that keep the content fresh for our customers each season. So really with, sorry, Rachel.
No, I was just gonna ask.
I was on a roll.
She was excited, which I was just going to ask, how did you decide this campaign is the one to test in?
Yes, so this is one of our top performing modules every single week. So despite its success, it really was in desperate need of a little bit of a facelift. When I returned back to DSW, this was my first priority of where I wanted to optimize. It really needed to have that refresh creative to align back to market trends that we were seeing. So previously we were leveraging that top image. It was a blend of our web scrapes in addition to static model imagery that was updated seasonally. So as you can imagine, this seasonal refresh was time consuming for my creative partners, which ultimately restricted their bandwidth. We decided to test a new approach with Movable Ink, so tested that top image with the static content with the additional product scrape. So by comparing the two, the product crops led to significant boost in revenue, and it really did showcase more product that our customers could convert and engage with. This optimization really kept us aligned with market trends that we were seeing. It also reduced the need for those seasonal updates that I mentioned earlier, ultimately allowing my creative team to have freed up resources so they could focus on other program optimizations.
Awesome. I love that you were able to come back in and actually choose a campaign that was already so high performing. I know it can be really scary to kind of question the status quo and kind of come in hot and do new things. So really, really admire that. All right, we're going to keep going through the Sunday Send because Maria and her team were able to do even more here through testing, but this time responding to larger trends and changes within the marketing landscape. So iOS 18, who remembers that? We've definitely talked about it a few times in the last couple of days. So this really was an opportunity for marketers to respond to this change, right? There was clipping happening that was a threat to engagement. So Maria, talk us through how DSW addressed the iOS 18 changes using testing.
Yeah, so I'm sure all of us were impacted by iOS 18 in some way or another. So we really wanted to address this head on and things that we could keep control of. So we decided to add a call to action to our Sunday Send campaign. And this really ensured that our customers had that direct engagement opportunity and direct line to our website before the clipping occurred, before the fold. This led to a noticeable lift in engagement and revenue. Building on the success of this test that we ran, we currently are testing this into a few other of our reoccurring campaigns that are sent weekly. And then coming soon, we are testing into this approach, but adding 2 CTAs to further boost our engagement and revenue lift that we saw with the earlier test.
Awesome, great to hear a little peek into what's coming next. So I think by now it might be clicking for everybody that using Movable Ink in large portions of your email allows you to unlock really simple places to A/B test. So we're gonna show you the next email, which has a lot of Movable Ink content. So
Yeah.
Maria, kick us off.
This is our promo standalone. So we are a promotional business, so we support this message usually twice a week, typically at the first day of the promotion and the last day. Fun fact, looking at this campaign, 90% of content is hosted by Movable Ink. Once again, this campaign does a great job of showcasing our winning recipe for success. So the static content with the offer, in addition to our personalized content that I will be walking through.
All right, let's start at the top.
So I'm gonna talk through our Movable Ink hosted banners, and we're gonna start with the time-targeted banners. The first one that you see on the screen is for ship cutoff. Ship cutoff is definitely something that we as a retailer are aware of as our customers are planning their purchases around specific holidays. So these really serve as a reminder to customers of when they can receive their gifts for themselves or for others in time for that holiday. Next up is our countdown timer. So countdown timers are typically used in support of promotions, just to kind of remind customers when they will meet that deadline to make their purchases. So we often have these typically on last day of promotions or even on single day promotions.
Yeah, and I also included my birthday offer, which I used on these shoes. So that expands, if you're a DSW VIP, you get to see that automatically in all of your emails in your birthday month.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep going.
All right, next up is our behavioral CTAs. So these are completely personalized. They pull in our customers' 30-day browse behavior. I'm gonna be speaking to these in additional detail in the next couple of slides, but you'll hear me go back and forth, like this is behavioral content, but we internally call it more is more. The reason for that, it's typically a high-performing module. It's placed in the bottom relative to emails, but is that cross-sell opportunity that we have for our customers. So it's intended to show additional product outside of that main focal point in their emails. So in this case, it is a promo, but in other cases, it might be a product story. So really making sure that our customers have a full scope of our assortment that they can engage with.
Awesome, and rounding it out?
Lastly, we have product recommendations. So product rec was built internally by our analytics team. However, we recently partnered with Movable Ink to host this asset so that we can provide a fallback module for our customers. Intent of that fallback is to show new arrivals and ultimately have our customers who do not have a recommendation already in place, more product where they can convert and engage with so we can build a recommendation for them.
Awesome, so now you can really see here, we have a lot of testing real estate to work with just in this promotional template. So let's double click back up to that more is more module.
Yeah, so more is more. Despite its lower placement, this asset receives a ton of engagement. It's truly at the bottom of the email, but our customers love it. We started this test really inspired by the slide we previously saw with the testing within promotional standalones. So we wanted to take this a step further and see how it performed with the behavioral model with our product stories. So we conducted an A/B test that leveraged those personalized CTAs against static CTAs with Scene 7 imagery or imagery pulled directly from site and our seasonal campaign imagery. The results showed that the personalized CTAs led to a noticeable lift in revenue, And once again, it was one of those tests that really cleared up some of my creative team's bandwidth so they could focus on other program optimizations, like building out a robust product story.
Yeah, I know all of us are working with creative teams and designers that are strapped. So I personally love that outside of the lift in revenue, this freed up more of their time and resources to develop assets that could really do that storytelling piece within the email. So talk to us a little bit about the execution.
Yeah, execution with Movable Ink is seamless. So each month I receive a list from Movable of our browse categories. So I will sift through that list and just make sure everything aligns with our seasonal trends and pass that over back to my Movable Ink CX team. From there, our customers will populate their product based on their browse behavior off of the list that we previously received and approved. To expand on this strategy, we also started to incorporate browse brands. So now customers are able to see not only 30-day browse category, but also 30-day browse brands to further enhance our personalization within campaigns.
Awesome. Okay, I know we're running up a little short on time, but I really want you to give the audience some ideas so that they can test more in 2025 and beyond.
Yeah. Okay, so I have 4 key tips to help put your best foot forward, literally. One, leverage relationships. Much of my career has been built upon building these strong connections with my partners, both internally and externally. 2, be a realist. I have experience at both small-scale retailers and large-scale, but regardless, retail is retail. We all know we have to be nimble and reactive to changes. So smaller tests have really led to long-term impact for DSW, and I encourage all of you to think the same way. Do it yourself. Again, shout out to my Movable Ink CX team, Erin and Emma. We are so grateful for your constant support and proactiveness, and ultimately helping us succeed in our program, so thank you. And lastly, just test it. So my manager and I, we started around the same time. Shout out, Sarita, I know you're on there. We started around the same time, and she really left me with this advice of, if you want to lead change in the organization, you need to just do it yourself. So that is something that has stuck with me, and I continue to think about not only with testing, but overall program optimizations.
Not just great advice, I think, for marketing, but just our careers in general, right? Yeah. So what's next for DSW in the months ahead?
Yeah, we have a lot of great things coming up. So we know we are in a highly volatile state of the retail environment. So we are really emphasizing our increased visibility for value for our customers. So what does this mean? We are looking forward to highlighting promotions and rewards through our web scrapes, which we use pretty frequently. We are exploring the idea of price drop banners and daily deals. And secondly, driving in-store traffic is something that is huge right now. A lot of our stores are hosting their own in-store activations, which is really exciting, but how can we use Movable Ink to enhance that experience for our customers? We are exploring a store locator, which we've been using, but how do we expand upon that? And lastly, incorporating our store services. So when a customer sees an asset with an email, they know exactly what services their store provides. And then cross-channel messaging. If there's so much that I am taking in from this event, but mobile is like on the forefront of my brain right now. So our future plans include push notification integration to really allow for that seamless omni-channel experience for DSW customers.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Maria. And let's give her a round of applause.
Thank you.
All right. So, quiz time, quiz time. How many magenta shoes were in our presentation? It's a number between 1 and 10. 4. Who said 4?
Yay.
All right. You win a gift card. Amazing.
You can see me over here.
See Maria after. And for those of you who didn't win a gift card today and are not a DSW VIP, you can scan that QR code and join the program. It's an amazing loyalty program. And you can also keep an eye out for all the great stuff that Maria just shared that we're going to be working on together. So thanks again for your time. Another round of applause for Maria.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Enjoy the rest of Think Summit. Thank you all.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.